Hey guys, so I thought I'd do another video on another pattern, a thumping pattern, one that I think is so cool sounding. It's in the song Cognitive Contortions off the Madness of Many album by Animals as Leaders, and this is like a verse pre-chorusy type. I don't know what the structure is, but it happens at 30 seconds, and in this video I'll cover two parts of it. The first part is fairly simple, and the second part is more complex patterns and will require a little more memorization and practice. So it's happening around 30 seconds into the song. This is the first part. And then the second part follows right after it, right here. So those are the two parts. The first part is sort of like groupings that are separated by nothing. So just group of five, group of five, group of five, group of three, group of three, group of three. I'll explain that in a bit. The second part is just a continuous like 16th note run of a right-hand pattern that we'll go over. So the first part is going to be three groups of five, like I said. So those groups of five are played down, up, one, two, down. So down, up, index, middle, down. That's your 5 notes. So I'll bring the camera in a little bit. So first part is, as I say, down, up, 1, 2, down. So those are the three groups of 5 in the beginning, and then it goes into 3 groups of 3, which are just down, up, down. So here's what it sounds like. So you have down, up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now I'm playing this currently just on an open string, and now because obviously they use 8 strings and I don't have one of those, but I think the notes that are being played are the low 8th string open E and then a G for the faster shuffle part that will follow. But as far as this part, I'm just playing it on an open E, and then I'll switch to a G when I go to the next bit. But I don't know if those are the notes being used, but just for this video, that's what I'm doing. Really, the focus is in the right hand. So that first part, 3 groups of 5, right? Down, up, down. Down, up. And then 3 groups of 3. And they happen, again, in this pattern. Not that, hold on. So that is the first part. Now, the second part is far more complex, and I didn't write out a tab because really the notes are not the important thing, it's the pattern that's the important thing. So what I am going to do is, in the description below, check, you'll see a series of letters D, U, and numbers 1 and 2. And that's basically down, up, 1 is index, 2 is middle. And I've separated it into 3 lines. This is all one continuous sequence, but just to learn it, I've separated it into 3 lines. So the first part is, if you reference the tab in the description, down, up, 1, I'll use the G. Down, up, 1, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down, up, 1. So down, up, 1, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down, up, 1. So that's the first part. Now, when I learned this, I learned it, if you listen to the song, he goes, this happens. Right? Second part. So the tempo is here. And then it changes. And that's Matt Garska being really creative again. But I found it a lot easier to learn the pattern and practice the pattern on that second feel shift. So the first part, the like that's kind of at this tempo, I thought it was really difficult to hear what was going on. But as soon as you switch it up to the hi-hat rhythm, so you have the first part, and then this. That part was a lot easier for me to learn, so I would reference that and practice along to that. And then you kind of have to just memorize the pattern and transfer it into the other feel. At least that's the way that I tackled it. So, so let's go back to, again, the tab. The first part, down, up, one, down, up, down, up, down, up, one, down, up, one, down, up, one. That's the first part. So then we move on to the second part, which is down, up, 1, 2, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1. So there's a little bit of a pattern there. Down, up, 1, 2, followed by down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1. So, and as you're doing this, try and find, instead of just every stroke being an arbitrary separate thing, try and find a pattern. Like I tend to group the down, up, 1, 2. Like that's like a rhythm thing for me. I sort of just focus on the first note and let the rest follow as like a grouping. So just like the rhythm part. When I'm playing that, I'm not focusing on each and every note. I'm focusing on the group of 5. So in this tab that I've written, try and group the down, up, 1, for example. Use it as one group, down, up, 1. And then use the down, up, down, up, down, up, 1 as like so it's like a quick 6 note. So if you can group them into the sections like that, it might be easier to conceptualize as you're playing it. So again, second part is down, up, 1, 2, which I consider one group. And then followed by down, up, down, up, down, up, 1. Down, up, down, up, down, up, 1. So down, up, 1, 2. So it's messy and it's fast, but just practice those groupings and the feel, and hopefully that should help it, come together. The last part is down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down, up, 1, 2, down, up, down, up. So. And then straight back into the first part. So this is all one continuous line. So I'll play the whole line for a second, somewhat slowly. That's not it, I just messed up. Let me get a quick review. So I'll play the line and then I will play it with the song so that you can see the motions happening, but hearing it is not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the right hand and seeing what's happening. So. That's the whole line. It's super long, but seriously, group it into sections and it will be far easier for you to learn and then eventually play it that way. So that's what I have. I'll play it along with the song and see how that turns out. So that's, I promise it looks a little more complex than it is, but things that you should focus on are, first of all, technique, right? Proper thumping technique. Ever since I started listening to this album and the ones before it, I thought like I should really get my thumping up because it's fun and I like the idea of it. So my technique isn't very good right now. It's kind of sloppy. I'm missing a lot, but so first thing to do is work on the technique. none of this matters if the technique isn't following, if it's not good enough to keep up, right? So definitely practice. I haven't picked up Tosin's DVD, but I want to. That should probably really help. Like I said, check out Ben Eller on YouTube. He's the one who I learned this from. His tutorials are really, really good. So watch his thumping tutorials. And then group it into sections. Figure out a rhythm. It's sort of like a knack to play patterns like this, because, like I said, instead of feeling out each individual note, you should be looking for those groupings and playing them as such, and it will meld together. And when you do that, you start creating accents, and the accents are what make the patterns distinctive, right? Other than every note sounding the same, the thumb down has a slightly different tonality than the index finger pluck. So group them into little groups and slide them all together. But I hope this video was helpful. I feel like I'm rambling. I kind of just do these in one take. So, but again, the tab thingy, the pattern's in the description. Try and follow along. Play it slow, and good luck. I hope it works out. Thanks.